Do you ever feel stuck or foggy? Maybe we should take a look at your inner landscape. Hi, I'm Janae Moss, and welcome to Moss on the Mind. So today I wanted to talk for just a second about how we can feel foggy, we can feel stuck, and feel like we're moving too slow for the things that we need to get done. I think we all feel this way sometimes. But guess what? That's a very natural process that we need to go through and our brain needs to go through to feel healthy. So take this fun fireplace, for example, that every once in a while shoots up for no apparent reason. I walk past it all the time and I do not take enough chances to sit and to enjoy it. And I get so busy and I have things to do that my mind just keeps going. And recently I've been thinking, okay, with the things that I learned in school, I know that if I take a break and I give myself a chance to relax, that I will become more clear. So I wanted to share one journal prompt with you to kind of think through this concept. So if you're writing this down or if you write morning pages, which I would suggest that you did, I want you to reflect and think about, what does the landscape of my mind look like? Okay, don't overthink it. Just imagine, would it be foggy? Would it be bright? Would it have streams or trees or an ocean? Would it just be sludge? You know, you don't need to judge it, just think about it. What does the landscape of my mind look like? I've been thinking about this a lot lately because I'm starting, and I have been creating for quite a while now, something called the Mindscape method. And the point is that we create the landscape of our mind. So recently, I just started riding horses again. I haven't ridden horses since I was a wee lass. I grew up on my grandma's ranch, not on my grandma's ranch, but we would visit my grandma's ranch that was about 5 minutes away. And we had to, you know, feed the horses every day and kind of take care of them, especially when my grandma was out of town. And I remember thinking, someday when I grow up, I'm not going to have horses because I know how long it takes to take care of them, how much work they are. So I didn't. I grew up and I moved away and had kids and never really went horseback riding or taught my kids how to ride horses. And it's been recently that I've missed that part of my life. And a few of my kids have had horse riding lessons, and I started to get the bug again and realize how much I loved that as a child. I remember my mom riding horses in front of me, and my dad would go with us too. And there was a special place on the mountain that my mom would always say, "Do you run a run?" And I was always kind of scared to death, but I wanted to say yes. So I always did, but I was nervous and I held on for dear life. And we probably weren't even going that fast, but as a little girl, it felt like it was really fast. So I loved it and I was scared, and it's okay. But I think back at that time and how much I did something that scared me that I kind of pushed through. And then the idea that I let it all go and grew up and kind of let go of these things that I overcame and I learned to love, and I miss it. And so I started this horseback riding lesson last week, and it's with Bridle Up Hope. For those of you who have heard about it, they have amazing programs for girls and women. And the first lesson we just did groundwork. So I met Cooper, the horse that I was riding on, and we took Cooper out with Shannon, my coach and friend, and she took me out and she taught me how to walk the horse in a circle and to lead with my body language. I'm connecting that to today's lesson because I was feeling foggy. I was feeling kind of out of it and sluggish a little bit at my lesson. And she taught me that if I was more confident in my leading the horse, that the horse would feel that and also be more confident. And she actually took 2 videos. She took a video of me walking around the arena the first time, and I was checking on Cooper the whole time to make sure that Cooper was doing what I was asking him to do. And then after, when I was finished, she gave me feedback and she said, you know, "Janae, why are you looking at Cooper and checking in? I just want to know." And I just said, "Well, I just want to make sure that he's kind of doing what he was supposed to and that I'm leading him in the right way." And she said, "Yeah, you know, but what's interesting is that Cooper's doing the same thing. Cooper's checking with you to make sure that he's doing the right thing, so he's kind of unsure as well. So you're very similar. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, you know, you're right. So the next time I went around the arena, around the circle, I kind of tried to keep my shoulders back and walk forward and be confident in what I was doing. And sure enough, Cooper followed me. So as we think about the landscape of our mind and we think about the energy that we have that we're portraying to the world when we're trying to show up and do all the things that we need, it's important to remember and to realize, am I putting all the energy into worrying what other people are doing and not being confident, and, you know, or am I just going to decide what I need to get done, move forward, and to let the other people move forward beside me and to do their best job and to not worry about them. Not that you don't worry about them, but you know what I mean. You worry about them, but you stay focused on being confident so they don't have to worry about if they're doing something wrong the whole time as well. If I were to relate this to how my landscape of my mind was at the time, my mindscape, I would say it was probably not as defined as I would like. I didn't really know where I was at. I was feeling a little bit unsure, right? My landscape was feeling a little bit unsure, maybe a little cloudy, maybe a little foggy, but by the end of the lesson, I became clear about where I was going and what I was doing, and it was obvious to me how I wanted to show up. And so when I go to horseback riding lessons tomorrow, that's my goal, is to be more confident and to be more secure in where I'm going. So if you're feeling foggy, if you're feeling like you don't quite know where you're going or what you're doing, try this journal prompt that I shared with you today, and just shut your eyes and think about, what does my mindscape look like? How am I showing up? What is the energy that I'm bringing to the room, whether I'm a parent, entrepreneur, student, whoever you are, grandma, grandpa, how am I showing up, and how do I want to show up? Do I need to slow down and sit by a fire a little bit, or sit in a quiet place and read a book for a minute so that I can show up in the way that I want to, so that I can be confident and secure in the things that I love to do? Yeah, think about it. What are those things that you need to do when you want to make your mindscape more beautiful? Yeah, think about it, and I'll see you next time.